Hello and welcome to whatever the fuck this is called by the time I actually get around to it. I'm trying to do something a little bit different, add to the production value where I can, which means that the writing is about to get worse. I'm gonna have to get these up and out a little bit faster than normal, which means the writing is about to get worse, and I'm trying to challenge myself and do something different with the writing, which means that the writing was bad, and now it's about to get worse. Disclaimer, this is not a news show. It's full of opinions and jokes, which are basically just opinions, but I get to have a sense of superiority if you get angry at them for some reason. Seriously, don't trust me. Things like research and fact-checking are like my least favorite things. Also, this is all for jokes, so I'm probably not going to talk about the most important thing all of the time, because anytime there's something going on over there that's easier to make a ridiculous joke out of, going with that. Alright, so now for the first... I'm not gonna call them segments because that would imply a certain level of quality, and I think I'm just gonna say what the thing is and then time, like I'm announcing a child's activity. For example, world news time. The Olympics ended a while ago. Probably. I'm not really keeping up. Also, a real one. Technology time. There was a generic press conference where they announced a generic new smartphone with generic new features that make it better than the older generic model, and the best part, has a non-generic brand on the back. The only thing that makes that joke better is how overplayed it is. It's just generic remodeling of other jokes to make a joke about how generically remodeled phones are. Also, I think they put out a new snap filter. Alright, politics time. I'll probably end up talking about this election a couple of times in the future as new terrible things happen. But for now, I'm just gonna give my overview. I think this election is kind of like a train dodge off a bridge. The best we can hope for at this point is that we hurl ourselves out of the way of the Trump train into the very hypothermia and drowning-friendly waters of a Hillary presidency. You'll notice I was careful not to say Clinton presidency because I still don't see why we can't give Bill another shot, alright? The man got a blowjob, it's true. But he did not delete any emails. He hasn't said a stream of ignorant shit about everything from veterans to John Oliver. He also doesn't look like he's constantly wearing secret nipple clamps. He hasn't ritualistically killed any babies. And he didn't try to start a political revolution that could have reinstated the free market and restored power to the people. He would be the least volatile candidate for a job that he's already been fired from. I think that reaction is just the political version of wanting to call an ex when it's 2 a.m. and you're clutching a pillow because the only people you can seem to meet are crazy racists and shallow people with trust issues. Alright, I have thought about politics enough. Now to recover this video of animals. Celebrity time. Snoop Dogg posted a video to Instagram of himself as a bumblebee. It's just great. That's it. Alright, it looks like we finally reached whatever the hell I want time, which right now is the pointlessly entertaining Twitter engagement between Patton Oswalt and Martin Shkreli. This Twitter feud is kind of like mime porn, which means that I'm probably never going to see it again, but I'm very glad it exists. If you don't know, Martin Shkreli is the pharmaceutical executive that fucked over children with AIDS. You can't write something better than that. And Patton Oswalt is, of course, not Kevin James, which is hilarious, because Martin Shkreli thought Patton Oswalt was Kevin James. I would spend the next minute going over the things that actually happened, but that's kind of pointless because what happened is exactly what you would expect when a narcissist with a Twitter account takes on a professional comedian in a joke battle. So instead, I just wrote my own list of jokes about it's not even one of the jokes because it's just what actually happened to AIDS profiteer himself. Martin Shkreli, you've called yourself the King of New York, which is strange because you look as little like Biggie Smalls as a human being possibly can. You're like if John Hamm got in a terrible car accident, had terrible facial reconstructive surgery, and then developed a terrible eating disorder. Pretty sure you have the personality of somebody who would disassemble a Rubik's Cube and then reassemble it solved and legitimately think that that's impressive. You're like the Willy Wonka of ripping off kids with AIDS, which is hilarious because you look like the Willy Wonka of ripping off kids with AIDS. It's amazing. If somebody asked why I hate you, there would be reasons before you've tweeted out that you know MMA and that you have a smile. That's the ungodly combination of Donald Trump and a 6-year-old who's sure that he's right. I would add in a section about how you're basically a compressed diamond of white privilege, but every time I think about you, I start trying to think of ways to give a single person AIDS in like a weaponized way. And I don't think that's a thing that needs to exist in the world. So, please stop being in the news, you car wreck of stereotypes about white guys that listen to rap. Alright, that got a little intense. I know that he's not going to see this, but I just want to make something Patton would be proud of. that's about it for me. If you liked the video, please like and share it. I'll be back again soon, hopefully with less AIDS-related humor.
Well, it's the motherfucking Bumblebee back, and I'm here to get some fucking honey. Fuck money. I like honey.